Hello everyone! In this video, we'll go over the Vocabulary Workshop Level Orange Unit 18 words. You can follow along at home using your book. Let's get started! Our first word is abide. Abide is a verb, and abide means to live in a place or to put up with, to have patience with. So abide is living somewhere or when you accept something even if it's not easy. For example, most camels abide in a desert environment. So this sentence is talking about the first part of the definition, which is to live in a place. We are saying that camels live in a desert environment like this one here. And the second sentence says, our team has to abide by our coach's plan. So that's meaning that they have to follow that plan, they have to put up with it or have patience with it. We often use it when we say someone has to follow something, like following the rules. Some other examples are, they abide in a small house near the lake. So they live in this house near the lake. Or we could say, we must abide by the school rules. So we have to follow the rules or have patience with these rules. And another one is, I can't abide rude behavior. When someone is being rude, like talking on their phone during a movie, I can't abide with it. It means I don't have patience with it. I don't want to put up with it. It makes me upset. So we can use this word abide to say someone is following or having patience with something, or we can use it in the negative by adding can't and saying I can't abide. Some synonyms are to lodge, nest, reside, to withstand, tolerate, and accept. Antonyms are to move, leave, to reject, and resist. Our next word is contrast. We can use contrast as both a noun and a verb. As a noun, it means a difference between things being compared. For example, today's beautiful weather is in sharp contrast to yesterday's storm. So this sentence is talking about the difference or the contrast between how the weather was beautiful today and a terrible storm yesterday. So this is a difference between two things. I could also say there is a big contrast between day and night. There are very big differences between the two times of the day. Or I could say his calm voice was a contrast to his excitement. So maybe he looks like he's very excited, but he's speaking very calmly. So it's a big difference between two things. And as a verb, contrast is to compare for differences. For example, I used a chart to compare and contrast the two main characters in the story. We often compare and contrast characters in stories or maybe different items like here in this chart. There is a high heel on this side and a tennis shoe on this side. And on these sides here, we are writing the contrasts of these two things. So I could say, let's contrast these two types of shoes to find their differences. Or here in this book, City Cats and Country Cats, I could say, the book contrasts life in the city and the country. So it talks about the differences. So anytime that we are using this word contrast, we're talking about noticing or finding the differences between two things. Some synonyms are distinction, variation, differentiate, separate. Antonyms are likeness, similarity, and to liken. Our next word is depress. Depress is a verb, and depress means to make someone sad, to discourage. So when something depresses you, it means it makes you feel very sad or very down inside. It's stronger than just being a little bit unhappy. It's when something really hurts your feelings or takes away your energy and excitement. For example, watching a sad movie may depress you. So if you've ever seen a movie where something really sad happens, suddenly your happy mood might come down and you might feel a little bit depressed because of that movie. It leaves you feeling sad. Another example is, rainy weather can depress some people. If the weather is always rainy and the sky is gloomy and cloudy, it might make some people feel sad or depressed. And we could also say, she felt depressed when her best friend moved far away. If you've ever had a really good friend that suddenly had to move to a different place, then you might know that it makes you feel very sad or depressed. So here we are using this word as a verb, but often we use it to describe a feeling by adding ed at the end. So again, as a verb, we can say something depresses you, it makes you feel sad, or as an adjective, we can describe that feeling, depressed, of feeling sad. Synonyms are upset and antonyms to comfort and encourage. Our next word is dismal. Dismal is an adjective, and dismal means dreary, gloomy, showing a lack of hope. For example, the weather this week has been rainy and dismal. So dismal means something is dark, sad, or hopeless. You can use it to describe a place, a day, or even a feeling. So if the sky is gray and it's been raining all day, then that's a dismal day. Or if something goes really badly and makes you feel down, that can also feel dismal. So another example here would be, the old empty house looked dismal. I'm using it to describe a thing by saying it looks gloomy. Or I could say, she felt dismal after hearing the bad news. Maybe she got some bad news about her health from the doctor, and after that, she didn't have any hope. She felt very dreary, which is like sad or down. And I could also say, the team lost every game and their season was dismal. So during a season, a team has many different games that they play. If this team lost all the games, then we can describe their soccer season as being dismal. There's no hope for them. Some synonyms are bleak, miserable, and drab. Antonyms are hopeful and cheerful. And I could use this word together with our previous word, depress. For example, I might say, the weather is so dismal that it depresses me. It makes me feel sad. Our next word is dispose. Dispose is a verb, and dispose means to put in a certain place. For example, we were told to dispose our bags under our seats. So we were told to put them under our seats. But dispose, we most often use it to mean throwing something away or getting rid of something. Usually when you dispose of something, you don't want or need it anymore. I could say, people dispose of their trash in the bin. So we're talking about throwing things away, but in a certain place. We don't just throw trash away anywhere. We dispose of it in these trash bins. Or I could say, we need to dispose of broken glass carefully so no one gets hurt. If you ever break a glass, you have to be careful about just putting it in a regular trash bag because it could break through the bag and it might hurt someone. So we have to dispose of it or throw it away in a special way. Another example is, after the picnic, everyone helped dispose of the food wrappers. Here there are many wrappers left on the ground, so everyone is picking it up and throwing it away or disposing the food wrappers. Some synonyms for dispose are to arrange, order, and organize. Antonyms are to disturb. Our next word is exaggerate. Exaggerate is a verb, and exaggerate means to enlarge a statement beyond what is true. So when we exaggerate, it means we make something sound bigger, better, or worse than it really is. People exaggerate when they tell stories to make them more exciting or funny. The example sentence says, "Some fishermen exaggerate the size of the fish they catch." For example, if this fisherman here caught this small fish, but later he tells the story and he says the fish was as big as my arm, then that's an exaggeration. It's not true. He's making it sound bigger than what it really was. Or here you can see this soccer player is exaggerating pain. The other player accidentally tapped him, but this player in the green suddenly fell down and looked like he was extremely hurt. But obviously he was not really hurt, he was just exaggerating. He was making it look worse than what it really was. And one place where we often see things exaggerated are in movies. For example, I could say the movie exaggerated the explosion, so it made the explosion look bigger than what it really was. Some synonyms for exaggerate are to inflate and magnify. Antonyms are to minimize and reduce. Have you ever exaggerated a story, maybe to your teacher or to your parents? Our next word is indifferent. Indifferent is an adjective, and indifferent means having or showing a lack of interest. So when you are indifferent, you don't really care what happens. Either way is okay. You're not excited and you're not upset. You just don't have any interest. For example, if someone asks you, "Do you want pizza or pasta?" and you say, "I don't care," then that means you are indifferent. The example says, "I am indifferent when it comes to the school lunch menu." So maybe for the lunch menu, it doesn't matter what is on the menu, you don't care. It's not that you don't like it or that you love it. It just doesn't matter what there is, you will eat it anyways. So you are indifferent. I could also say, "She looked indifferent during the game and didn't cheer." This person here went to a baseball game, but instead of watching the game, they were reading a book. So we can say they were indifferent about the book. Synonyms of indifferent are uninterested and uncaring. Antonyms are concerned and caring. Our next word is jubilant. Jubilant is an adjective and it means showing great joy or excitement. For example, the team was jubilant when it won the championship game. And be careful with the pronunciation of jubilant, because even though it has this I here, it's not pronounced as jubilant. We would say a B sound in the middle, jubilant. So when someone is jubilant, it means that they are very happy and full of joy. They're so happy that maybe they want to shout or dance or celebrate. It's stronger than just being glad or happy. So another example could be, "The team felt jubilant after winning first place in the contest." Or I could say, "The students were jubilant when the test was canceled." They were very happy that they didn't have to take a test anymore, so they got up and started dancing and moving around. Or I could say, "The family was jubilant to see their dad come home." Maybe this dad was far away in the military, and when he came home, the family was very jubilant. They were very happy and excited to see their dad again. Synonyms are glad and delighted. Antonym is disappointed. Our next word is manual. Manual can be used as a noun or an adjective, and a manual is a book of instructions, a handbook. So whenever you buy something, Like an electronic, it might come with a manual that looks like this one here. It's a small book that gives you instructions about how you can use the thing that you purchased, or if you have any problems with it, what you can do. So we call these kinds of books manuals. And you might also get one if you ever buy a Lego set. So when the Lego set comes, it all comes apart in little pieces and you have to put it together. And it's very difficult, so you might have to check the manual that gives you the instructions about how you can put the Lego together. The example sentence says, most appliances come with a manual. And appliances is just talking about electronic things like a rice cooker, a refrigerator, a microwave. Even your phone comes with a manual. The other definition for a manual is involving the use of the hands. So it means any time that you are using your hands to do some work. For example, construction workers generally do a lot of manual work. So just like here in this picture, you can see the construction workers are using a shovel to move the dirt out of the way. That is called manual work because they are using their body, using their hands to do the work. Here too in this picture, this is someone who works in a warehouse with a lot of packages. And these people usually have to push very heavy boxes or carry them. So we can say they are doing manual work. Usually jobs where you do manual work are very difficult. Synonyms of manual are guide and reference book. And antonyms are automatic and mechanical. Our next word is originate. Originate is a verb, and originate means to bring into being. So originate is just to start or begin. When something originates, it means it comes from a certain place or a time. For example, many chefs originate new food dishes. So it means that they are creating it. You can kind of think of originate as create. Something was created somewhere or by someone. It originated from that person or that place. I could say the same for pizza. Pizza originated in Italy. That means Italy is where pizza was first made. Another example is, this dance originated in Korea. It means it was made or created there. And I can even use this word to explain something like where a fire started. I can say, the fire originated in the kitchen. So that's where it was created, that's where it came from, or that's where it was brought into being. Some synonyms for originate are to create and begin. And one antonym is to finish. Our next word is recognition. Recognition is a noun, and recognition is the act of recognizing, acknowledgement of achievement. For example, the scientist received an award in recognition of his discovery. So recognition means noticing or showing that someone or something is important or has done something really good or well. So in this sentence, there is a scientist, like this woman here, and they received an award because of a discovery that they made. So they got recognition. Everyone around them saw what they did and thought that it was good. That is recognition. Another example could be, the singer earned recognition around the world. If a singer has a concert that's really fun and exciting, then many people around the world might start to notice how fun and exciting that concert is. And that means that the singer got recognition. People saw what they were doing and thought that it was really good. And I could also say, he received recognition for his hard work. So maybe his parents or his teachers noticed that he was doing a really good job. He was working really hard. So when they notice or when they see and think that someone is doing a good job, then that means the person got recognition. Some synonyms of recognition are identification, appreciation, and credit. And one antonym is ignorance. Our final word is tribute. Tribute is a noun, and tribute is something given to show thanks, a compliment. For example, charities often give tribute to a person who has donated money to them. So in this sentence, tribute just means that you are doing something to show thank you to the person that did something good. So a charity is a place that collects things like money or food or old clothing from people to give it to the poor. And if someone donated money to that charity, then they might get tribute. They might get a thank you from the charity. One good example is this story about a custodian worker. A custodian worker is the person, for example, that would clean up a school. And everyone in the school loved this worker so much because she was so kind to everyone that they decided to name the building after her. So her name is Claudine Wilson. And now the building has her name. So the school gave tribute to her. They said thank you by putting her name on the school. Another example here could be a movie. So I could say this movie was a tribute to firefighters. The movie was created as a way to say thank you to firefighters for all the hard and dangerous work that they do. And another way people might get tribute is something like a statue. For example, here is a statue created as a tribute to a famous basketball player and his daughter that sadly died in a helicopter crash. So anytime that we are giving something to show thank you, then we can call that a tribute. Some synonyms are praise and acknowledgement. Antonyms are blame and criticism. And that's all for this video. We went over the Vocabulary Workshop Level Orange Unit 18 words. Thank you so much for listening and see you next time. Bye!